A great opportunity to really talk, I mean, pretty broadly. It's an incredible amount of change that could occur with this type of technology. And I think really interesting to get with a group like this, you know, a little different slice of the transportation industry than I'm used to talking to, really brings out, you know, those additional changes. So part of what I wanted to do today was really just kind of get, you know, lay out a little bit more understanding of the technology, what really is it, put the hype into context to some degree also, and really talk about opportunities, because I think for transportation providers like are here at BusCon today, I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunities coming, and it's really about managing change and understanding what that change looks like and how to take your business in that direction with that change. Automated vehicle technology is really about safety in a significant amount. But then we also can talk about, you know, the potential to increase capacity on our roadways, to increase the efficiency of the system, the potential to introduce new populations back into mobility in a way they haven't been before, like elderly people, allowing them access to vehicles in a way that they simply don't have today as well. But there's also putting in context that change doesn't mean universally positive. It's something to be managed, and there's a lot of complexities to that, and while sometimes that change is kind of oversimplified, I think it's important to understand that a lot of the fundamentals of transportation are still there, and it really leads to that opportunities kind of for all transportation providers to relook at how they, you know, what their business does, the role that they play in the transportation system, and what that's going to look like in this future system. I think is really what I tried to get across today, and you know, really introduce that concept of there are opportunities here for everybody. You know, I think safety and security is a big one. Security of the systems is always a question I get a lot, and it's a big challenge to overcome without question. You know, anytime you're talking today about technology type systems, connected systems where there's the potential of intrusion, let alone something that can be so disruptive as hacking into an automated vehicle, that presents a real challenge to get over, and that's been, you know, a big area of focus to be sure. So some of the other questions that I received come down in some ways to kind of the small business nature of a lot of the businesses at BusCon, and kind of what does the future look like for small businesses in the transportation arena versus the big companies, the Fords and Toyotas and big auto manufacturers, and the role that they're likely to play in this. And you know, it's an interesting question. It's a challenging one, but I think it points even more to businesses small or large, keeping yourselves relevant, recognizing what's coming, and kind of making that pivot towards what's coming, I think is going to keep, you know, all businesses of all sizes relevant in this kind of new ecosystem, and you know, have a chance really to thrive with this technology. I don't think not necessarily to make the change, but to anticipate the change and understand what it's going to take to make that move. So part of that is really just, you know, understanding the resources and the types of skill sets your business will need, the organization may need to move to that next level. Really kind of exploring the technology, trialing some technology, understanding what that technology may mean and may offer opportunity-wise for your business. Starting to make that pivot, you know, and it's a hard balance, because obviously everybody's got a business to keep running and a business model in place. So how do you know, I think how well do you adapt to starting to make that pivot while keeping your current business running? I think it's a critical kind of thing to remember, that balance. It's not just the technology, it's not just automation that's changing, it's really travel trends, it's the technology driving on-demand transportation, and that's all really pointing towards a shift away from individual car ownership and a shift towards more of this shared mobility as a service type concept. And that's why I think that, by no means are just a fleet of automated vehicles, owned by individuals or run as taxis. That's not a solution in and of itself. I think the solution is going to involve everybody that provides mobility as a service, basically, everybody that provides shared transportation. And those opportunities are really going to come with increasing the ability to provide on-demand services, which I think is really critical to improve customer service and efficiency of the system as well. It also really comes down to different ways that we service different things. We talk about downtowns and how downtowns function and the potential that's going to change with more driverless taxis essentially servicing less parking. But the reality is that's probably just going to change the way that system looks, where we may still see that service or some kind of services on the peripheries of downtown that we need to shuttle to or find other high capacity ways to move people around. So I really see it as being a transformation of all of these pieces of the puzzle. But the pieces will still be there, they will just look different and fit in a little bit different way in the overall. This has been a great opportunity and a great event, I think, because it's really a unique kind of set of providers in the transportation system that aren't often talked about in the context of what I do, and really talking about automated and connected vehicles. I think that, a lot of these shuttle providers and private transportation service providers are often overlooked in that discussion. So I think it was a great chance for me both to interface with, to hear what the questions and concerns were of this group, but also for me even to think about it and to contemplate more. How do providers such as these get impacted? What are some of the things that they need to do, that we need to do more broadly as an industry to kind of prepare a lot of the folks that are here at BusCon to prepare them better for the future. So I think there's a great opportunity, a great audience, and a lot of interesting questions to come out of it that really made me think more, and I certainly appreciate that.